not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.
You will freeze as you watch a warped scientist become transformed into a godless beast when his bloody scalpel probes the forbidden secrets of a woman's flesh. In Atom Age Vampire, you will flame for the stark ritual of a beautiful girl's last searing dance. As tragedy forever mars her loveliness, leaving her to face a world of terror.
I give you my word that I will restore your face, restore all your beauty.
You will cringe as the demented doctor experiments with a girl's trusting innocence. But to possess the living miracle wrought by his twisted genius, he must forever sacrifice his soul to the cunning gods of evil.
A transplant directly from another human being.
A mad creature born of the atomic age, now shackled to a world of rotting bodies and violent death. A sadist, a criminal, a depraved animal, more ferocious than Jekyll, more monstrous than Frankenstein, more bloody than Dracula.
Fire a volley through the window pane.
You will gasp as lust and madness stalk the dark and screaming night in Atom Age Vampire.
Hello, everybody. I'm so glad you got some use out of that, Bill.
Day one, I was like, I'm going to use that on the first show that we do in 2024. And here we are, fans of fantastic films. Welcome once again to the Drive-In Asylum double feature 2024. It's
so excited. It feels like the year can finally start.
Yeah. It's weird not doing it. Don't you think?
It is real weird. I feel like I lost a limb or something. So I'm happy to be back. Happy to have everybody. A lot of people in the chat. Hello, everybody. And
thank you so much. I was thinking as the intro was going and everything, and we didn't start exactly at 8:00, and I was like, oh, everybody has to like keep looking for it to see if it's started yet, and that's pretty awesome of everybody to do that. We thank you for doing that. I know it's kind of tough to connect sometimes, at least when you first start doing it, and you're there for us like whenever we're ready to start the show, and thanks so much. We appreciate that.
If you haven't watched the show before, that's Bill over there, which you probably have. But if you haven't, that's Bill, and I'm Rosemary's Killer. Nice to meet you. How are you doing?
Did you like that?
Oh my god! It's good my mic wasn't on because I literally went, "Yeah, Rosemary's Killer" at the top of my lungs.
I saw your face.
Yeah, super excited.
You saw who I was.
Oh, I love that movie.
I was Harry Warden, Hairy Warden. That's going to be my wrestling name.
I need a new one if I ever come back. That'll be maybe I'll take that one too.
I thought you were done with all that, Sam Panic.
I know, and I always say that I'm going to be done, but I bet I'll be. Who knows? I'll probably be back.
Are you like Kiss?
I'm trying to find my Severn logo so I can hold it the right way out to the camera.
Are you like Kiss and Cher and everybody else that's like, this is the last time I'm going to go out on the road? No, really, this time is the last.
Yeah, I'm going to have an AI bot do it for me. It'll be a lot easier. So that's probably the goal. If we can do, I think I'm going to get it real into miniature golfing this year, and do like some kind of like violent miniature golfing. That'll be my next thing.
I think that's a fantastic idea. There's a frontier that needs to be explored.
Yeah. I think it's like you can suplex people on the windmill and stuff. I think it would be awesome. No one's done it yet. Now someone's going to do it. I'm like, damn it. But
Now
yeah,
you ruined it. Like you had the
yeah,
chance to sneak up on the world, and now you showed your hand.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, hopefully I won't unretire as many times as Terry Funk. It was like the first time he retired was in like '82, and like he wrestled until like 2019 or 2020. And it's like, man. Daryl said, Sam, over 999 movies logged into Letterbox. I think I hit 1,200, but it won't show you how many movies are logged in when you do them in Letterbox. I really felt ridiculous. Also, like, no, it's so great because uh, what do you call Just Franco being my number one director of the year really points to my quality of how I am as a film fan.
Plus, you like to be the only review on those movies that no one else reviewed. That's
Yeah,
pretty exciting.
I got close on one this week that Homicidio de la Light Blue. It's like it's a movie with David Hess as a detective and Florence Guerin from Too Beautiful to Die. And it's about a serial killer stalking New York. Um and he keeps putting grenades into dudes' balls and blowing their dicks off. It's insane. But this movie also posits a world where David Hess can dress up as Florence Guerin, who is literally one of the most beautiful people ever. And nothing against David Hess, but he's not Florence Guerin. But everybody's like, "Oh yeah, that's obviously her," and he's like trying to lure the killer out. It's a pretty wild movie. It's also
He
takes
was no Sylvester Stallone in Nighthawks,
oh, that
dressing up
scene
like
got me
Lindsay
when I was a
Wagner.
kid though. I was like, "Oh my god, he's gonna get the wife," and then Stallone turns out, I was like, "Oh,
That was pretty badass.
oh."
That grabbed everybody. I was
Also,
like,
that
girl,
scene in
he was
that
working it.
that cable car thing. There's so much good stuff in Nighthawks. Oh my god, I love that movie.
That's an
That's an
awesome
HBO
movie.
movie, isn't it? Wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's why I know it so well
Yeah,
because I didn't even really like it at first. I
yeah,
didn't like movies like that. Like it was like real life. It seemed like that would be real life anyway, and um,
yeah,
not quite so comic book, but yeah, it was just like really it grew on me watching it so many times on HBO, and I started to look for little parts in the movie, like the part where I love the part where at the end, like Wolfgar, and I always forget his henchwoman's name.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yes. Like they play this recording to make her break character as one of the kidnapped people, and
yeah,
I always love that when like she gets mad. He
yeah.
got under her skin. She's like,
It's really good, and I think it's one of those movies too that like the car is maybe we watch the car more, but that's another movie I know my grandfather watched Nighthawks like 20 times. So we would talk about it all the time. We'd be like, "Whoa." Like those like you
yeah,
said, you get into those minute details of it versus today, like there's so many movies to choose from. You're going to watch it once or twice and you may never watch it again. But like in the HBO days, like I watched Blues Brothers at least 30 times. Um
yeah, because you weren't going to be able to choose to watch it,
yeah.
like you said, and you were kind of bound to whatever they were going to do, whatever the programmers decided
Yeah.
whenever you were going to see it. So, but HBO, that was unheard of, like to be able to watch a movie more than once when it
Oh
was on
yeah.
television. So, that was the
That
thing.
HBO guide was the greatest thing
Mhm.
ever when you got it. You're like, "Oh, I can't this is everything we're going to watch this month." And I would
You
tell my
remember the
mom
one
like,
for Halloween?
"Oh
That
my
was my
god."
most anticipated HBO movie was
Yeah.
Halloween.
I remember telling my mom, like, "If any kids have parties, we will tell them no, because here's what's on HBO that day." I can't be here for HBO, and we didn't
Did
always
she
have it.
listen to you?
No, of course not. It's funny because like, my parents would never get HBO. My grandparents had it, so I would, like, have to figure out ways to get to my grandparents a lot, and then I would say, like, "For my birthday this year, can I just put my birthday money into getting HBO?" My dad would be like, "Do we really need it?" And I was like, "Yeah, we really do need it." They didn't understand the mania.
That was and you had to wait a whole year before it would appear on HBO. It was
Yeah.
usually about a year. So I guess Halloween must have been on in 1980.
Did you ever have those discussions with your parents about going to see movies? They'd be like, "Well, it'll be on video in like 9 months, and it'll be on HBO in like a year. So, is it really worth going to the movies for?" And now that I'm older, I'm like,
Yeah.
let's just go to the movies. Like, let's go." But we didn't have a lot of money back then.
I never talked about the movies I was anticipating with, at least not with my mom, because she would always be like, "No, you're
Hmm.
not watching that." So like I knew she wasn't going to let me watch it. So I'd just go to my dad's on the weekends. He
Yeah.
didn't care what we watched, like R-rated movies,
Scott brought up
whatever.
the free HBO weekends were the shit. Like when that happened, it was like,
Oh
oh yeah,
God, yeah.
yeah. It's like the opposite of
Imagine,
Pledge Week on PBS. I would get so
imagine
upset if it was.
watching Xanadu for
Oh,
free in your living room.
it's the great man. HBO was back then just the music in the beginning when they would do that thing where they would dolly through that like fake town and it would come up. They also had the how that was made thing too. Like the video where they showed how they built that little city and stuff. Oh man.
On rock and roll.
Yeah. Oh yes, exactly. And Video Jukebox was the other one they had too on that.
Video
Uh
Jukebox was awesome. I mean,
yeah.
that was like way before MTV,
Yeah.
and you saw some weird shit on there, like
They
Barnes
also
and
would
Barnes.
play like oh yeah, they would play crazy stuff too, like that pinball video of like that animated one with all those like superheroes fighting aliens. And they had Hardware Wars would play on it. Like they just would just play the most random stuff in between movies.
Recorded live. Do you remember that one
Oh yeah, yeah.
about the blob of recording tape?
Yeah. There's the other one where the guys are on that looks like they're on motorcycles, but they're just floating and they're like going like this and they're like kind of animated. I can't remember what that one was called. Man, Daryl brought up some good ones. Mad Max, Rock and Roll, definitely. Heavy Metal, Eddie and the Cruisers. Eddie and the Cruisers had a second life just because of HBO. Like that's where people discovered it. That and video, but mostly HBO. And yeah, I was super excited. My hometown didn't get MTV bill until 1991, which is crazy. They got
Wow.
a channel called Hit Video USA, which was a religious channel that would edit all the videos. And
Oh no.
yeah, so we got to
God,
see like a lot of
I want
Petra.
that job.
Yeah, exactly. It was so I saw videos on Night Tracks and Friday Night Videos. Do you remember when Friday Night Videos had the voting thing where you could call and vote for a song for your
Oh
favorite
yeah.
movie?
It was really happening too.
I
It
begged
was
my parents to
true.
let me vote for Rock of Ages by Def Leppard. My dad was like, "No." It's only 50 cents, and my dad was like, "No."
50 cents, and that was a lot in the
Yeah.
80s to pay for a phone call.
Yeah. It was hey, they probably made a ton of money on that show though. Because they got the videos for free. They didn't really have a host, they just had a voiceover. You know what I mean?
Well, we
And
wouldn't
then
get MTV in my house, and I had to watch videos on night tracks on TBS on the
yeah.
weekends, which was great. I loved doing that, but I was pretty young, I guess like 13 or 14, and basically you were encouraged to stay up all night because they would play the videos until 5 in the morning, and I'd think, I have to watch them all now because I can't watch it until next week.
Do you wanna hear the most Yinzer thing ever? Is that
Yes.
there was a watch party in Elwood City because Donnie Iris is from Elwood City. And when Computer Love played on Friday Night Videos, there was an all night watch party. And Computer Love didn't go on until 12:52. It was like the last video of Friday Night Videos that week. So
I
pretty
saw
exciting.
Donnie Iris perform somewhere in Pittsburgh, and
Oh
I,
man.
I can't remember where it was,
My mom went
but
to high school with him, so my mom was really good friends with him.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think I saw him like it had to have been the 90s. It was
Kid
way
Cool.
after, Yes.
Kid Cool, I mean, yeah. He had his own beer for a while. He had that Kid Cool Light. Remember that? He had some if you're from anywhere else other than Pittsburgh, you're like, who? I'm like,
Aliyah is the best.
yeah,
That fucking song is just amazing.
yeah,
I love Aliyah. And if you've ever heard them perform it live, you hear a song on the radio and you just imagine them in a studio performing all their parts independently and everything. No, it was like totally fucking live, because if you hear them do it live, it sounds exactly like the record. It's
yeah.
eerie. Like I can't think of many bands that I could say that
No,
about.
they're really solid.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Donnie I, as they say. He's better than the Clarks or Rusted Root or
Rusted
Raquel.
Root.
Raquel was the hair metal band that was around back in the day.
You like to say Rusted Root just to bust me up. I know you're doing that.
Well, my old office when I had my agency, we were in Rusted Roots practice space, and it upset me so bad when I found out. I'm like, I don't want to be in this fucking building. It was just tainted by them. So, and there's other bands, Zombies from Pittsburgh. They're pretty good. Invid, there was
Zombie. I saw Zombie at the Tiki bar,
oh man,
or one of those bars on the south side over there, and it was pretty amazing. But I was amazed that there were that many people there listening to this, because it was literally like an Italian prog rock soundtrack.
yeah.
And that's, people like that, but I always imagined that the audience for it would be more limited than this. But
I
it was
remember
like
one time
packed.
Low Straitjackets came and they played a bar next to Duquesne and it was totally sold out. And I'm like, who are all the people here to see Low Straitjackets? It was like the weirdest thing. Like, but hey, they did it. So, oh man, now I've
Steve
said
Wilson.
bad things about Rusted Root. Oh no, Steve's related to them. Send me on my way, Steve. Send me on my way. Hey, and my wife loves them too. My wife loves like Counting Crows and all that kind of stuff. That kind of like '90s hippie kind of stuff.
Sandals rock.
Sandals rock. She's not a hippie or anything, but
Strap
she just,
shoes on my feet.
but I think she was like 8 or 9 when that came out. So it was like, oh, this is fun. Um, you know, so anyway, so celebrate our favorite New Year's tradition of watching new wave videos together and screaming at each other while we watch them is pretty exciting.
Yeah, and again, it just makes me feel really old, because
Yeah.
there's some stuff on there that everyone else in the room is like, huh?
Yeah. Transvision Vamp, huh? No, there was
Transex. It wasn't
Transex. That was the one. Yeah.
Transex. I was like, wow, I totally forgot Transex was a thing.
Yeah. There was some Arcadia on it too, which made us very happy.
I love
Nobody knew who
Arcadia.
they're like, who's that? They look like Duran Duran. I'm like, yeah,
If I could
they're rock.
trash the Power Station album and get a second Arcadia album, I would. Although I
Oh.
do like the Power Station.
I do like Power Station.
It's cheesy, but I mean,
Do you like Michael Desbar's Power Station more than the Robert Palmer Power Station? This is a third segment question, if ever there was one.
I know, but you said it, so I have to answer it now.
Yeah.
I mean, I like, of course, the original Power Station, but
Yeah.
Michael DeBar, I don't have a problem with him. The real stars in Power Station were, of course, the dudes from Duran Duran and Tony Thompson from Chic on drums. Just a fucking killer drummer. And so to hear him play this kind of music, like usually you didn't hear Tony Thompson, even though he could rock the drums. Like, Chic had more of like a dance sound. So that's why I love Power Station. But Arcadia, So Red the Rose, an amazing album. Why wasn't there more? Damn,
there should have
you,
been more
Arcadia.
Taco on the videos that we saw. There was only like 1 or 2 Taco appearances each
Oh,
time.
yeah,
a loud reaction, but
So they called him a hit in 82 and 83, which,
yeah,
okay.
he was right on the edge of those 2 years.
He was.
I always get mad at this. I want to write to this guy on YouTube every year. I'm like, every year that we do this, I'm going to write this guy on YouTube and talk to him about how he decided this.
82 was the year that he first hit with Putting on the Ritz, but that was like in Germany, in Switzerland. So we didn't know about that song yet.
I like when Mike Justice makes hot music takes. I agree with him. Porno for Pyro is better than Jane's Addiction. I really like Porno for Pyro a lot. I listened to both the first 2 albums. That's a walking music. And my walking, now that I'm walking like 4 or 5 miles a day, I'm like, what can I listen to? So that's I use the DJ function on Spotify. So if you want to see some really lame music, I listen to the same stuff that I've been listening to since I was 14. It's a lot of Iron Maiden. It's a lot of Black Sabbath. It's
Me too.
It's all that stuff. And yeah,
there was a
Blind
time,
Melon too. Oddly,
I guess in the 90s, I thought I was going to remain a current music fan.
yeah.
And I was like trying to get into new stuff. Like, everybody was super into Garbage in the 90s. And I know you love Garbage. And I don't know. I couldn't get into that stuff. And Nirvana, I didn't like them. Like, I guess kind of, but I wasn't like crazy about them. And I just kept like wanting to listen to older stuff. No,
I have to call out Daryl because he brings up. I was going to bring up that Michael Desbars was on the WKRP in Cincinnati syndicated show, and I'm shocked that he brought it up. So I should never think that anything's going to go over the head of our chat room. So thank you, man. Psycom too. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you, Paul.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not trying to shit on people's musical tastes because I know
No.
that I have no musical taste. So don't take my word.
I saw
for it.
Nirvana's abortive Pittsburgh show, the one at Graffiti where they set the couch on fire, and we're never allowed back in.
Oh wow! You saw them
yeah.
before they were big.
It was like 4 days after Nevermind came out because I was at Art Institute, and I had 3 roommates that were all in the worst program, the music video program, which is hilarious that they had that. Though my one roommate's a producer at Project Runway and a bunch of other shows now, so it worked for him, didn't work for any of the others.
I got this special glass because it starts off like this, but as soon as it gets really cold, it's going to turn dark and snowy. And it's dark and snowy here in Pittsburgh right now. I don't know wherever you are watching the show from. It's probably near here, and you probably got snow.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you get snow?
We got snow and then we got rain after it. So it like
Ew.
made it just a mess. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. We haven't gotten any rain yet.
Yeah.
I did have to go out and shovel the street today, though. The side of the
I
hill.
shoveled today. I heard my neighbor starting up the his snowblower, and I was like, well, I better get out and do it. So yeah, I was out there shoveling the wet snow. Oh, it's beautiful. Now it started as black metal and now it's turned into Christmas.
It'll get darker and darker.
Oh, it is dark now.
Just like
None more
real
black.
life.
Yeah. If Mike Justice mentioned he liked Oasis and Blur a lot, if Becca and him are probably going to get along better now, because that's Becca's favorite.
I thought their relationship
My wife
was
went
getting
when
rocky.
she was 10. She went to the UK when she was 10, 2 different times to see to follow Oasis. Why her mom let her go, I have no idea. It kind of blows my mind, but she did.
I wouldn't have gotten away
And
with that shit.
No, I don't know how she got away with it. Also, my favorite story about my wife is in one of her like elementary art school classes, she drew Mickey Rourke from 9.5 Weeks as her painting, and she was 9.5 years old when she did it, which I find hilarious. Laura, I saw a couple people on Facebook found where the Tales from the Dark Side intro is at up here in Pittsburgh. So Beck and I are actually going to go out and see it and take pictures. So that's one of our fun things coming up.
Tracy Palma is split. She loves Blur but hates Oasis.
Oh boy.
Hot take.
I think that's Becca has a shirt that is split down the middle. It has Oasis on one side and the sleeves, and then the other side is Blur. It's pretty funny.
They weren't this. It's not like they were the same band. You could love one and hate the other, I guess.
Yeah. I like the last. There's a deep trivia fact on me. My first entrance music in wrestling was Connection by Elastica. It was the 90s. I mean, what can I say? It was like 95.
Yeah. That was probably the only song of theirs I ever liked. I tried to like Elastica. I was like, Connection. I want more of Connection.
Yeah. It's a good song. There's a couple good songs on that record.
She should have never left Suede.
No, I like Suede a lot better. The London Suede, yeah. And David, my buddy Valentine, if I had to pick any band of that era, that would be my pick. I listen to them a lot. I don't know if that's good walking music or not. It's like the most drony. I have like a slowcore walking mix, and it's like, why am I listening to like slow dive and stuff? But whatever. We are now looking at ads. I'm very excited about every ad for Adam Age Vampire. I am very excited about.
Well, we should probably say that the ads really don't represent. Well, I guess they kind of do it. Is that the character from Sedek? I'm not sure if that's really him.
Yeah, we should give a disclaimer that there is no vampire in this movie. It is, and this is what the third or fourth movie between Corruption. I can't remember. We've shown so many movies that are ripoffs of Eyes Without a Face But this is yet another one. This is a very
Yeah.
more Eyes Without a Face than a vampire movie.
It's Eyes Without a Face, and then there's sort of like a Dr. Jekyll
Yeah,
element to it.
yeah, and it's like, but Adam Age Vampire is a great name for a movie. Like when you hear it,
Yeah.
you're like, yeah,
How
let's
could you
go.
not want to go see this movie with that
Yeah,
title? And I saw it on TV, of course, originally, and it was just sort of in my vampire mania phase. So
yeah.
I got suckered into watching movies that weren't really about vampires just because of the way they were titled. And this one, of course, was no exception to that. But I ended up really liking this movie. I didn't care that it wasn't about a vampire because I thought it was pretty good.
It's got two crazy other titles. Well, the Italian title is Sedoc Legere de Satana, which is the heir of Satan.
Hmm.
And in France and French Canada, it was called Le Monstre au Masque, the monster and the mask. And in Germany, it was called Sedoc der Roger mit der, I'm never going to say that right, Teufelskrall, which is the strangler with the devil's claw, which is a pretty rad name too. None are as good as Adam Age Vampire. And the taglines is, we'll see, like the one, they want your blood now. I mean, it's definitely going all in on vampires.
So they overstated that element of it a little bit, but
Yeah, whatever.
we like that kind of thing around here.
Yeah,
Here it is in the Pittsburgh area
the
with that Battle of
Dependable.
the Worlds thing. Yeah,
Yeah, wow. I think
Coriopolis.
that's the only one that is still in operation of all. Yep. Wow. Oh, Dependable. The type also is incredible. Yeah, say the original. Davey, would you say Bill Eyes Without a Face is what these are all coming from?
I think that's what caused them. There may
Yeah.
have been a story that had that similar element that was earlier, but I think they were just riding on the coattails of Eyes Without a Face. And they were the idea had been reintroduced, so they started working it up with their own horror angles. Because I don't know, Eyes Without a Face is sort of like I don't know, the horror element isn't really that overstated, is it? It's been a long time since
No,
I saw it.
no.
There's no monster in it, is there?
I mean, Sedoc, he turns into.
No, I'm talking about Eyes Without a Face.
Oh, Eyes Without a Face. No, it's just.
So
Yeah,
so this was just sort of like their monster twist on it, I guess.
yeah. One quick music aside, Bill. I saw Paul was talking about Rob Dickinson from Catherine Wheel. He's Bruce Dickinson's nephew, I think, from Iron Maiden. They're related, which is always strange to me. Anywho, wow! I dare you to sit through this horror program, Bill.
Yeah. It's the UK.
That more terrifying than Dr. Jekyll, more monstrous than Frankenstein's a pretty great line, and I love the handwritten nature of this.
It looks a lot like our second feature tonight, Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory, the handwritten
Yeah,
spooky letters. But we'll get to that on the second segment.
yeah.
So anyway, we dare you to watch this movie with us tonight.
Oh, wow.
Isn't this awesome?
Man. So this is all people that took the artwork from Vampire.
Well, this was an actual package.
Playing of it.
Yeah.
Well, this is like 10 or 11 years after it originally played.
Yeah. It played a couple of theaters with this sort of package deal. There'll be another one in a minute. I guess I didn't number these.
Terrified and that together is a pretty cool double. If Terrified was only the first 10 minutes, it would be pretty awesome. But yeah, still.
Are you
The
saying
Starlight
Terrified?
Drive? Huh?
What are you saying about Terrified when you make that comment?
It's a good movie, and then it's not.
The first
It
10
starts
minutes?
off pretty. It starts strong and doesn't really get back.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Adam Age Vampire is not a woman's picture, Beth. By the way.
No. I mean, you were allowed to go see it
Yeah, but
alone, unlike Corruption. but
Yeah.
they advised against it.
Yeah. The Starlight has a great logo too. I mean,
How about a Terrorama?
oh my God. The mouth on that vampire, the jaw is crazy. The teeth are in great shape for being
Mm-hmm.
a zombie kind of thing.
Yeah, well, you could take great care of your teeth, become a vampire, and then bang, you're set for
Yeah.
eternity.
This is a wild feature with Invasion of the Animal People showing up in it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, the cactus. You're doing something right.
Except matching the images with the movies you're showing.
Well, I think when you get there, you forget
That
it.
you're
You're
not
like,
doing right, Cactus.
it's a horror show. We're here for the terror. It has multiple titles. Now this is what the Italian Gothic is all about, right? It's got
Yeah,
it's got someone in a white uh, nightgown and a monster
backlit.
getting ready to do something. Yeah,
I'm sure if we could see that, we would see that
yeah.
they're lit from behind.
Oh, they sure are. Those headlights are lit from behind.
LED blinding floodlights.
Can you imagine? There was a world at one point that 11:30 in the morning you could go to the Regent and watch Adam Age Vampire. Like, how rad is that?
I think that's worth setting the time machine for.
Laura said that she's literally wearing a white nightgown. Is she also clutching a candelabra as she like works through her house?
Laura, I'm going to send you a candelabra.
Yeah, and I hope there's no cobwebs. But these are the things that you need to be an Italian movie heroine. Wow.
I just cut this down because I wanted to zoom in on that Adam Age vampire artwork.
Yeah, love it. I love that they're trying to sell that other movie with math. It, okay.
Here's the other program I was talking about for that Vampire
Yeah.
Night package. And this one had 4. Look at the other movies, Sam.
I know. Oh my
Goliath
God.
and the Vampire,
Yeah.
for one thing. And
And also they took the vampire from Adam Age Vampire and put it on Goliath
mm-hmm.
and vice versa. And Planet of the Vampires, which I just did the Making Tarantino podcast about.
I
Oh,
love the look of
what
this ad. This would look great on a shirt.
and Easy Rider and the Swimmer together, what a downer night at the movies. Like
Yeah.
nobody, oh man, I would love to see people all super excited. And then they go see both those and they're like, man,
The people
life's
watching
rough.
the vampire movies had more fun.
They had a ton more fun. Though I love the Swimmer, but it's not a fun movie. But man, this is a great night. You count Yorga with Planet of the Vampires, Bill. Can you imagine that?
Wow. And I mean, I think Adam Age Vampire also has amazing cinematography.
Yeah.
And it definitely has the look of maybe not quite as good as, obviously not quite as good as Bava, but
It's nice though.
yeah, it's a beautiful film. And they did screen it at the Monsterama one year. It was the
Mhm.
final film of the evening, so it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And a couple of times you may have noticed around that time a fog usually starts to creep in from the
Yeah.
river, and it was so cool. It was
I
just
remember how
amazing.
excited you were for it.
A beautiful experience.
Oh, back to Ian Lowe's. I have some facts about the movie, Bill, if you'd like to
Yes.
learn some facts. This was made in 1960, obviously in Italy. It was directed by Anton Guillo Mahano, who mostly worked in TV for most of his career. Up until 1986, he was still directing for TV. He wrote the film with Gino DeSantis, Piero Monviso, and Alberto Bevilacqua, who wrote Planet of the Vampires and Black Sabbath, and one of my favorite movies, Witchcraft 70. Yay,
Ooh.
right? The original Italian version is 105 minutes long. The US theatrical is 87 minutes long. Most US video versions are 72 minutes long. So there's some stuff cut out. Um, Suzanne Lorette, who's in this, the movie she did before it is another Italian Gothic. Uncle was a vampire. And there's a lot of a drug in this called Derma 28, which is based on research done on burn victims in Hiroshima. So not only is this movie like a monster movie, it's very taking like of the time kind of things. And there's also the Japanese folks in the town are kind of questioned about it because they think it's a demon that they call Sadok, which is not a Japanese word or a Japanese demon from their culture. But there you go. There are two remakes of this movie. There's an animated version, and there's another movie called Remake, which is a scene for scene reshoot that has the dubbed English soundtrack, but they filmed it so you never see anybody. You see their legs or you see the top of their heads, and they made it look like a bad VHS dub. It's a really strange remake of it, but there's that. And also, last thing, Dr. Levin is going to lose control in this and turns into a beast, but he never becomes a vampire. So if you're the kind of person that is looking for truth in advertising, that's what you're not going to get. Yes, Uncle was a vampire is U of M grad Chris Lee. It's not U of M.
Chris Lee.
Yeah, Chris Lee. So yeah, I'm very excited. I really enjoy this movie. I got, in December really into the Italian Gothics, and this fits into it. It's very much Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but also with, I like movies where no matter what, they can't fix somebody. Like they fix them for a very brief time. You know what I mean? And then suddenly, do you know what I mean? Like it goes away. And then, they have to keep killing. So I find it interesting that the doctor, and a spoiler, but he literally can't deal with the fact that he has to keep killing people. So that's why he becomes the monster. So that he gets it off his moral conscience to stop killing people.
You could just turn it on and turn it off.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
People were into that around this time. This was around the time of How to Make a Monster.
Yeah.
I think that was 58 in How to Make a Monster. And then here comes this one from 60. So that would
play really well with it too.
Just like, when you want to kill somebody, turn yourself into a monster, and then it'll be like you didn't do it. It's a way to enter life with, or go through life with a clear conscience, even if you're a murderer.
I'm only calling Christopher Lee Chris Lee now because when I was a kid, I always dreamed that, like, when you saw interviews with actors and they would talk about De Niro and they'd be like, oh, Bobby. And you're like, I would never call Mr. De Niro Bobby. Like, I want to get to that level with actors. So yeah, Chris Lee and Steve King all the way.
So how about a drink segment?
Let's do it.
I'm
excited. First of the year.
Yeah, I know. This is amazing. I couldn't wait to come back and do this program. So I'm having a lot of fun.
Welcome back to Driving Asylum double feature, coming from Monongahela, PA, where we are getting snow today. And your long-awaited host, he's been waiting for this day for a month. Every Saturday, he was like, you know what? I'm having some sadness. I'm missing it.
A lot of sadness.
He's very happy to be back.
I'm very happy to be back. I'm very happy with these two movies. I probably already said it. You've already heard me say it. This is for Adam Age Vampire. This is the Sadok. Pretty simple drink. 2 ounces orange juice. 12 frozen cranberries. 2 ounces
Are
of
they
Chambord.
cranberries?
They're raspberries. They were cranberries and then they became raspberries. They transitioned. And then we're going to have some champagne left over from New Year's.
New year, new mistakes.
New Year's. I'm not starting
He
again.
wanted to open this on the air. I'm against it, but we're going to let him do it.
Yeah, it's the first drink of the year. Let's popping bottles. It's what?
Look at
12:30
my nice ceiling before, just in case.
12:30 in the afternoon, popping bottles. Anyway,
All
we're
right.
going to start with the shaker. There's the shaker.
Ice.
First shaker in 2024. Ice is in there.
That's your OJ and Chambord.
Yep, and then we're going to put in the raspberry.
Our raspberry cranberries.
Cran raspberry.
Ooh.
You're going to
Tightly sealed for 2024.
shake it nicely. Think about Adam Age Vampire that doesn't really have a vampire in it. And then you're going to... Oh boy, that's pretty.
You're going to drip it on the counter.
for the piece de resistance.
We're making smoothies up in this piece. All right. Witnesses for insurance purposes. Oh, a little bit of smoke. Oh. Okay, good, Bubbles.
What a fancy beverage. A fancy beverage to start off 2024 right. Look at that. Who knew?
Sizzle.
Who knew it could be that fancy?
All right.
Look at acid reflux.
Very pretty.
It is. Oh, it is really good. This is a fancier year this year. We're gonna be a little more high end this year. So I put on a new shirt for this.
A new shirt from last year.
It'll be a different shirt for the show. Anyways, looking forward to watching the movie with you guys. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for making a drink with me. See you soon.
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu. I brought him. Pazuzu.
Speaking of Pazuzu, there he is.
There he is. I have to say, this is one of my favorite Christmas gifts. I'm wearing it. Bill got me this shirt. Is it too soon to talk about 72? The shirt. I was elated beyond belief. It's one of the best gifts ever. So thank you.
You're welcome.
I couldn't wait to wear it. I saved it just for today for the show.
I can't show it to you, but Sam and Becca gave me the U.S. theatrical one sheet for They're Coming to Get You, aka All the Colors of the Dark, and talk about selling a movie based on an idea that's way out of left field. It's that poster. Yeah. So that really makes me happy. So thank you.
Oh yeah. With Bill and I exchange on New Year's Eve. That's our exchange. And I'm sure Becca told you she got her shirt and she loved it. She came running down while I was in a meeting yelling. She's like, "Did you see what Bill got me?" I was like in the middle of talking to one of my bosses. Yeah. Is it too soon to talk about 72? No.
I don't think it is. I don't think it's too soon. I think there's been enough distance.
My favorite is trying to explain to other people at the party why this shirt is so important. They're like, "What?" Well,
it's a lost cause.
It's like it's a movie, and they put out a lot of movies with the same artwork, and we talk about it every Saturday night for like 20 minutes about this tagline. And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, never mind."
Well, what happened in 72?
Yeah, what happened? We don't even know. It's all illusion. Illusion, not illusion. They're like something else that did from those people. From the people that brought
that company.
That company, yeah.
That company.
That company.
Fucking bad company.
Bad company. Till the day I die. Bad company.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But
I used to listen to that album on my dad's turntable.
Oh, did you?
I loved Bad Company when I was like 2, 3. I
Did
grew
you like
out
the
of
Firm? Wasn't that the same singer from the Firm? Was in the Firm with Jimmy Page? Yeah. Paul Rogers. Yeah. Yeah, I liked him. Yeah, I've never seen that They're Coming to Get You cut, but that's pretty sweet. When I saw that poster in Eyes, I was like, I gotta get that for Bill.
Oh, it came from Eyes.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I wondered where you got that.
Yeah.
Especially on a board.
It was literally right when you walked in, because when I was there the last time, I ran into my friend Jim, and he said, "Have you ever seen this movie?" And he pointed to it, and I hadn't seen it in the store. And he's like, "Because that girl's breasts are huge on that poster." And I was like, I'm like, I didn't notice the breast. That is a very important Italian movie. And I went into geeky detail on it.
A very important Italian movie. Not just any Italian movie.
Yeah. Written by the same person who wrote our second movie tonight, Ernesto Gastaldi. Wrote Werewolf in a Girls' Dormitory.
Oh,
which
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that connection.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I was thinking about it today. Werewolf in a Girls, we'll get into it in the next movie, both these movies have the best titles because even if you don't know anything about them, when I tell you it's an Adam Age vampire, you're like, "Fuck, yeah, okay, cool, let's watch it." And like Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory, instantly you're like, that's a lot better than Lycanthropus. Like it's like that's a really good title. Like something crazy is gonna happen with a title like that, right? Like it's not gonna be like a normal movie, and it lives up to it. Plus, it's got a song. Come on,
There was
it's
a
got a theme
ghoul
song.
in school.
The Ghoul in School. Oh,
There's a
so
guy
good.
talking like Peter Lorre in it too. Come with me through the corridors of blood into the ghoul groove. There was a
I
dance.
was thinking, isn't it weird that like the voices of both Peter Lorre and Boris Karloff have become so obsequious that their voices show up in things and kids don't even know. Like kids don't understand like, and it's fine. Like that's how life happens. But like if you think about Monster Mash, like that's the whole point of Boris Pickett sounding like Bobby Boris Pickett, sounding like
Boris.
that. And kids are like, oh well, yeah, that's just the Monster Mash. Oh,
When
but
tonight's movies are Italian films, the first of which we're going to watch very soon. It's called Adam Age Vampire, aka Sedek. Some kind of
that's what it. Part of me wants to be all artistic, be like Sedek's a better title because that's the original title, but it's not. Like if you told someone we're going to go watch Sedek, they'd be like,
no.
all right, cool, but we're going to watch Adam Age Vampire. And you're like, I got an idea what that's about, and you're like, yeah, but it's nothing like that. And they're like, oh
But
shit,
doesn't Sedek mean Satan?
it's like the Arab Satan. He's like supposed to be a demon. As the Japanese people think that Sedek is like the creature that's killing all the people. It's You know what's great about this movie, Bill? It's this is the first example in 2024 of absolute bullshit science. Uh, in this movie, there's a lot of bullshit science. It's like not only is this guy a good enough doctor to fix women's faces and just randomly finds a showgirl that he's going to
Yeah.
fix her face, right? And make his mission.
Isn't that
He
always the
also can
way?
yeah, it's always a showgirl, right? He's going to turn himself into a demon to make it happen. And speaking of, there's my girl. Oh my god, does she look cute? I can't even handle her tonight.
She got brushed
Oh,
today, and I cut all the hair
oh
out
my
from
god.
around her eyes so she could see. She's a little
Oh my god.
overdue for the groomer.
Oh,
What's the matter? Huh? It's like she doesn't
oh, I
want
love her so
to.
much.
Just look at her pajamas. She has
Oh
like
my god.
pajamas on.
Oh my god. I've tried to get Cubby to wear pajamas like that, and it is such a lost cause.
Yeah, he doesn't
It
want
is.
it.
No, anything on his back legs, he's like, no, I'm gonna pee on this. Yeah, do you want me to poop in this? Because I can't. Cubby saved our house the other day, though, Bill. It was pretty exciting. We had a sewer backup, and we couldn't find Cubby anywhere, and he was downstairs growling at the sewer as it was backed up. So we wouldn't have known that the basement was flooding if it wasn't for Cubby in the garage. Yeah, not the movie room is safe. The GI Joes are safe. It was just the garage. Um, yeah.
Muffet from Galactica. That's a good one.
I was just gonna say she looks a lot like Muffet from Galactica.
What's the dog in Friday the 13th Part 2?
Oh, I don't know.
The one that shows up
I'm
at
more
the end.
versed in the dogs of Halloween than the dogs of Friday the
Muffin,
13th.
I think, is the one from Part 2.
Lester?
Muffin. Maybe.
Pippet from Jaws. Yeah.
Okay, I got it right. It was Muffin. Poor Muffin. Well, she lived.
Vivi could be Precious too from Silence of the Lambs. She has a precious. look to
She
her.
has a precious vibe going on.
Yeah. But she's a little bigger though. So that's good. She looks like Queenie from the Burbs too. That's a good one where she does.
So, what else should we talk about? We have a couple more minutes to kill before we start the movie. Anything
I
else
gotta
you
show
want to?
you. I want to show this off because this is. I should have saved this for the later thing, but these aren't things we got in the mail. But I thought these were the coolest things. Half Price Books had a 20% off sale the day after Christmas, And I've never seen these cases for Halloween 2 and 3 before. It's a paper case. These are Good Times ones.
I had that one.
Did you have that one? I've never seen it before.
It might even be mine because I sold it.
Oh man.
No, it was a
Man, what
long
if
time
it is
ago.
yours? There are no extras whatsoever on this release. Yeah, I don't know what year it's from. Yeah, because the face on the inside is, well, yeah, the face here is from 6. It's pretty wild. And then also there were 2 different copies of 3. One was signed, but we couldn't divine what it was. But here's the 3 that we got there, which is pretty nice.
I had that one too.
Oh, this one might also be yours. This could be yours. I like that they have this little kid, the little kid down here. Yeah, you know what? This does have a thing, property of Billy Van Ryn.
Yeah, Billy Van Ryn, Sean Panico.
Property of Sean Panico. Yep. I like that in the old ones, they would show you a picture of what your menu is going to look like. You know?
Well, that
So
was
you're
cutting
like, oh,
edge
yeah.
back then, you know, in
Yeah.
the early days of DVD. Like, wow.
Yeah.
The chainsaw move.
Yeah, you would have like an animated menu that would every once in a while have a little lightning flash. Oh my God, this DVD is incredible. And then there would be a commercial before it was like, you wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't do this. And like, why would you pirate this? I'm like, oh shit. My favorite thing about when you get a Blu-ray. What's that? Oh yeah. Becca found, is that at Walmart? At Walmart, they have, I don't know if this will show up or not, a Halloween Resurrection hat. It's like a trucker hat with just like a scene from Halloween Resurrection.
That's weird. What's the scene? I can't tell what it is.
Just him with the knife, like with that bad mask. Yeah, and on the back it said Halloween Resurrection. I said, why didn't you buy this? I would wear that all the time.
Was it official? No, it wasn't official movie merch if it was at Walmart.
Oh, it's official. Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, it wasn't from contemporary.
I wasn't
with
like
the
Fright
film.
Rag. No.
There were like promo
No,
items of clothing that you could get sometimes. I got an Alien 3 hat. I remember that. They sold them at Suncoast Video when Alien 3 came out. It said the bitch is back on the back in stitching. Rude.
I have a new best friend, Bill, by the way.
Elvis.
Lola.
Lola.
The baby girl. She is now hanging out with me all the time.
They look so similar. I was getting confused.
They look
by
exactly
them.
like, yeah. But this took 10 years. 10 years to make this happen.
She finally
I don't
came
take
around.
it lightly. Yeah.
It's all that
But yeah, you know
stripper
what?
dancing she did.
You know, I think we should, how people have brought back VHS and they brought back all the old stuff. Let's bring back the Snap DVD cases.
I think didn't I see somebody was doing that again, making the
is somebody doing it? As long as they have their proof of purchases that break off on the inside. Remember those ones that had the proof of purchase?
Oh yeah, those were valuable.
Yeah,
there was a John Waters thing that was like that. There was a series that came out, and if you sent all the proof of purchases from all 3 of the John Waters releases, they'd send you a bonus disc.
Oh man,
it was like the John Waters scrapbook. And there were all these like deleted scenes and stuff from the films on there. It was like a timeline. It was really awkward to move around on it. It was cool though.
Oh my God. I love it. I was so excited to find that at the store. That's really all they had in the 20% off sale that I needed. The one in North Hills, Bill, isn't. South Hills one always has the craziest stuff, but the North Hills one doesn't always have that much stuff. I was on my way to see the Iron Claw that night, and we stopped.
Oh, the Iron Claw.
Yeah.
Were you excited about that
wrestling
movie?
Yeah, we grew up watching the Von Erich, so I was super excited about it. It's really weird. It's good, but they completely don't have one of the brothers in the movie, which is very strange. They're like, yeah, we don't need that one. Like, okay. And like, there's a lot of like stuff off history wise, but if you didn't know anything about, if you weren't a geek that watched too much wrestling in the 80s, you wouldn't catch any of the stuff. You would probably like it, except the guy that plays Ric Flair looks and sounds nothing like him. Like Ric Flair is probably the best known wrestler outside of maybe Hulk Hogan, right? And The Rock and John Cena. But like he's like a well known wrestler. In the movie, the guy looks nothing like him, doesn't sound like him. It's like that was a really weird choice. But yeah, but Zac Efron was good. There's a lot of dudes in their underwear if you're into that.
Well, who
A
would
lot of
want to
guys
see a
walking.
movie like that?
I don't know. No heavy guys though. It's all muscular guys. So.
Well,
But
that's the way
yeah,
the movies are.
yeah. But it was good. I mean, I enjoyed. I mean, it was fun going to see. It was fun watching it with my brother because we watched so much Texas wrestling together. We actually went to the cemetery where they're buried in Texas, um, outside Denton County, and it was like we were like, "This is going to be really fun," and it was not fun at all. It was very sobering uh, experience. But it was fun seeing it with him, and Becca went too, and she had a good time. So it was nice going out. That was our post Christmas uh, event, if you will.
See
It's
that?
this is what I'm excited about coming back and doing the show, Bill, is because usually after Christmas there's this like downer trend.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Where it's like you get everything done. Now we have something to look forward to. So this is good.
right. Bingo. And plus, it gave me a couple of weeks off to do some new cool shit for our the look of the show. One of which you'll notice right now. This is the countdown
Yeah.
video to the first film. So get ready to watch Adam Age Vampire. The link is on Groovy Doom. It's public domain, so this is really the best print that I could find. It's all like the same shitty transfer, but that
Yeah.
was how I watched it on TV. If you've never seen this movie before, it'll be the way you watched it for the first time, which I love. And
If you like the second movie, Severin just put it out on Blu-ray recently. So if you like,
it's beautiful
there's
too.
a
I have it.
yeah. You have it?
I do have it.
Oh man, I gotta get it because I really love it. So I really want to get it.
I think this is on Blu-ray too. Adam Age
Is it?
Aesthetic is, and it's a region 2. I
Mm.
don't know. I could be wrong about that, but I thought I remembered seeing that it was available, but it was region 2, so I didn't get it. So I don't have a region 2,
Oh,
2 player. Can you believe that? What's
I
wrong with
might.
me?
Yeah, I have one.
This is on YouTube, Steve Wilson.
It's on Tubi too, but you can. I think
Yeah.
I'll be watching it on YouTube. The link that Bill put up.
However you want to watch it, we'll leave some extra time for you to catch
And
up before we come back.
thank you for coming back. That's what I wanted to say before we start. I'm so excited that everybody's back. Thanks for waiting for us.
Yeah, we really we said it at the beginning. We'll say it now. We missed you guys, and we're glad to be back here watching fantastic films with you. Well, of course, we'll be back after the movie, and we hope you will be back too for the second segment. Till then, rather, enjoy.